A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A plus way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A plus English.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Tiffany.
Hello, I'm Celine.
And today we are talking about a special kind of dessert.
Ooh.
Now, what is your favorite kind of dessert?
Do I have to name one?
You have many?
I have more than many. It's like too many.
Okay, your top three.
Okay. I really like any kind of mousse cakes.
Yum.
Yeah, and what else? I like brulee.
Brulee?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that too.
Uh-huh.
Do you like pies and cakes?
Oh, lemon tart. I really like lemon tart.
Ooh, so you are a big dessert kind of person.
Yeah.
All right, since you like to eat dessert, do you know how to bake?
No.
It's okay, don't
I
worry.
have to be very honest, no.
Actually, I'm very, very bad at baking as well. So don't worry. I guess we can just go and buy our desserts instead of learning how to bake them. Someone else can bake them for us.
Yeah.
But don't worry. This dessert today is actually quite easy to make.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? It doesn't need to be baked?
Not really, but we can take a look at the ingredients. Actually, I'm not the most accurate person to ask, but I do know that it is quite easy to make, so we can take a look at our conversation and learn how to make it.
Sawdust pudding DIY.
Sawyer and Dora are in the kitchen.
How was your trip to Macau?
Great! I ate Serradura. It's Portuguese sawdust pudding.
What?
It only looks like sawdust. Let's make some.
What do we do first?
We break cookies into very small pieces with a rolling pin.
I'll do that.
Next, we beat cream in a bowl with a whisk.
Do we put in condensed milk?
Yes, you can put it in. I'll put a layer of cookies in a glass with a spoon.
Should we put in a layer of cream?
Yes, repeat the layers of cream and cookies.
It looks delicious.
Word power!
Trip. Trip. I want to take a trip to Paris to see the Louvre Museum. I want to take a trip to Paris to see the Louvre Museum. Peace. Peace. Justin cut a piece of cake for his sister. Justin cut a piece of cake for his sister. Spoon. Spoon. Tim used a spoon to put sugar in his coffee. Tim used a spoon to put sugar in his coffee. Repeat. Repeat. Joel called the wrong phone number and then he repeated his mistake. Joel called the wrong phone number and then he repeated his mistake.
认识字汇
Layer.
Okay, so today we're going to be looking at a conversation, and it's a conversation between Sawyer and Dora. So it says Sawyer and Dora are in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's hard to pronounce.
What's wrong with me today? Sawyer
Slip of tongue.
and Dora. Okay.
Yeah. Sawyer 和 Dora 他们在哪里呢？这是一个场景哦，他们在厨房里。
All right, next Dora says, How was your trip to Macau?
Oh, they went on a trip.
Oh, sounds fun.
Yeah, Dora 就说你去澳门的旅行怎么样呢？所以这个 Sawyer 呢，他可能最近刚去了一趟澳门，也就是 Macau.
Here we see our word pair word trip. It's spelled T-R-I-P, trip. It's a noun and it means a journey to a place. So, for example, when you go on vacation, you can say, I'm going on a trip soon. It means you're going on like a short journey to somewhere. Or you can say as well, I'm going to take a trip to Japan. And it just means you're traveling to somewhere. Our word power sentence is, I want to take a trip to Paris to see the Louvre Museum. I want to take a trip to Paris to see the Louvre Museum.
OK， 我们看到 trip 这个字，它是一个名词哦，意思呢是旅行、旅程。那我们可以说 go on a trip， 或者是 take a trip to somewhere。例句的意思呢，就是说我想前往巴黎旅行，参观罗浮宫博物馆。
Okay, so Sawyer took a trip to Macau. He traveled to Macau maybe for a few days. It's good to go for like, I guess, a weekend or something. And then Sawyer replies, Great. I ate Serradura. It's Portuguese sawdust pudding, okay? And then Dora says, what? Because, yeah, it actually sounds kind of scary when you say sawdust. Okay.
Yeah, what does sawdust mean?
Sawdust is when you cut wood. The wood will have all these like tiny pieces of wood and it kind of looks like dust. So when you say sawdust to someone, we think of, ew, wood dust, basically. So she's kind of like, ew, gross. Like,
can we eat that? Can you eat
yeah,
that?
can we eat that? Doesn't sound really delicious. So that's why she has this reaction, what? But don't worry, if you understand Portuguese, Serradura just means sawdust in Portuguese. So this is kind of where we get the name of the dessert from. It's a direct translation.
Okay, get it. Sawyer 说很棒啊！我吃了这个 Serradura， 好，它是葡萄牙式的这个 sawdust pudding。那我们刚刚说 sawdust 就是木屑啦，那难怪这个 Dora 就很惊讶地说什么？他就是觉得怎么可能？你可以吃这东西吗？这不可以吃吧？
Doesn't sound delicious. Sawyer says, it only looks like sawdust. And he says, let's make some. Okay, when something looks like something, it just means it's not really that, but it's very similar to another thing. Okay, so luckily, it's not real sawdust. We use something else to make it look like that. And later on, we'll learn that the sawdust is actually just biscuit. So don't worry, you guys.
So they are just going to start making it.
Yeah,
Sounds so easy.
Yeah.
OK, Sawyer 说它只是看起来像木屑啦。那 look like 后面会接名词，意思呢就是说看起来像什么。例如这个 this rope looks like a snake， 就是这条绳子看起来就像一条蛇。那这个 Sawyer 跟 Dora 就是我们来做一些吧。
So next, Dora says, what do we do first? Okay. So luckily with this pudding, we don't have to bake it. We don't have to put it in the oven. It's quite easy to make, and I think you can also try it on your own.
Dora 就说，那首先要做些什么呢？
Sawyer says, we break cookies into very small pieces with a rolling pin. Okay, and then Dora says, I'll do that. So the first step is to make the sawdust. And how do we make that? Well, we basically take these cookies and we have to break it down into small pieces with a rolling pin. Now, a rolling pin is basically a tool we use for baking. And you use this rolling pin to flatten your dough, okay? Because when you want to make cookies, you need to make your cookies flat, right? Or if you want to make bread, sometimes you might have to roll out the bread and then twist it or fold it or something. So we use this tool, the rolling pin, to make dough or whatever we're making. We're making it flat.
I was thinking it sounds a little bit violent with rolling pin.
Yeah.
Okay. 他 Sawyer 就说，我们把饼干用擀面棍把它就是滚一滚，把它捣碎的意思，然后变成碎屑。然后 Dora 就说 I'll do it. I'll do that. 就是我来做这件事情。
So they have to break it into small pieces. Now, piece here is our word power word. It's spelled P-I-E-C-E, piece. Piece is a noun and it means an amount that is cut or separated from something else. So, for example, does everyone know what a Kit Kat is? You know, the chocolate?
I love
yes. The Kit Kat chocolate bar. Now, the Kit Kat commercial, I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys have heard, they always say, give me a break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
So as we know, when we open a Kit Kat bar, there's two kind of bars, right? You can, if you break it into another piece, it means you're breaking the two pieces into one so you can share with someone. Or you can save it for later and eat it yourself.
Yes.
All right, so let's take a look at our word power sentence. It says, Justin cut a piece of cake for his sister. Justin cut a piece of cake for his sister.
那 piece 呢这个字它是名词哦，意思就是一片一片啊，一块一块，我们就可以说是 piece。那一种很常用的用法呢，就是 a piece of something， 表示一块什么或是一片什么，当做量词来用。例如一块蛋糕，我们就可以说 a piece of cake。那刚刚的例句意思就是说 Justin切了一块蛋糕给他的妹妹。Do you know Kit Kat now has a regular flavor called mint and dark chocolate?
Oh my goodness, that sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go get some later. That sounds really good. So we mentioned a piece of cake. A piece of cake is also another fun phrase that you can use. If something is really, really, really easy, you can say, oh, that's a piece of cake. It just means, yes, that's very easy. So
超简单。
yeah, it's another phrase that you can use. Like if you think the test is easy, you can say, oh, the test was a piece of cake. All right, so let's continue looking at our conversation. Sawyer says, next, we beat cream in a bowl with a whisk, okay? When you beat something, okay, it doesn't mean you hit someone, but when you beat something, especially when you're cooking or baking, it just basically means that you are stirring it or you're mixing something with a lot of force. And actually, do you know how we make cream?
Cream? I have no idea. I thought it's like all fat.
You think it just comes from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Well, actually, we can make cream in our own homes because cream is actually made from mixing milk really, really, really fast, and it turns into cream. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're trying to, or you can just buy it at the store if you want. That's the easier thing to do. I think with cream, you also have to, I don't know, do some other
It's a less sore way for your arms.
If you go to the store and buy it, it's easier. You don't have to be so tired. But
That's right.
Yeah, basically they need to put this cream, they have to mix the cream into a bowl and with a whisk. So the whisk is just basically a tool we use to beat eggs. So if you want to make scrambled eggs or if you want to, kind of mix the yolk and the egg whites together, we usually use a whisk to mix it together. So we can also say beat the eggs. Okay, beat the eggs just means to make the eggs into that one yellow color.
mix.
Yes.
OK, Sawyer 接着说，接下来呢，我们用搅拌棒在碗里把奶油打发。那这个 beat 在这边就不是揍人的意思啦。其实也算是揍，就是揍奶油，就是把奶油打发的意思。
Next, Dora says, do we put in condensed milk? Okay, condensed milk is just a really, really sweet kind of milk. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have tried eating it with things like strawberry before. So it's a very, very sweet version of milk. It sounds so yummy already, this pudding.
Yeah， 那个 Dora 就说我们要把炼乳放进去嘛。这个 condensed milk 就是台湾人剉冰上面常常有的这个炼乳啦。那 condensed 就是浓缩的牛奶，是不是应该就是很浓厚？所以这就是炼乳的形象啦 ，condensed milk。
Sawyer says, yes, you can put it in. I'll put a layer of cookies in a glass with a spoon, okay? So with this pudding, it's supposed to be a layer by layer by layer kind of thing. So you can start off with whatever first. You can put the cream first, you can put the condensed milk first, but we do it by layers. Now, a layer is just basically kind of one thing on top of another thing.
所以就说好啊，你可以放进去。我会用汤匙放一层饼干，就是刚刚说的这个饼干屑到玻璃杯里面。
Now we saw the power word spoon. It's spelled S-P-O-O-N, spoon. It's a noun and it's basically the tool that you use when you want to eat ice cream or if you want to drink soup with. It has a long handle and a round thing at the bottom so your food doesn't fall through. So our para sentence is, Tim used a spoon to put sugar in his coffee. Tim used a spoon to put sugar in his coffee.
Oh, that must be a teaspoon.
Yes.
就是茶匙。OK，spoon 呢是名词，意思呢就是汤匙啦。那 Tim 刚刚这个例句是说 ，Tim 用一只汤匙把糖放进他的咖啡里。那我刚刚就说它应该是个 teaspoon， 就是一只小只一点的汤匙，叫做茶匙。
There's many different types of spoons.
Yeah.
It depends on what you're using it for, but you can just say spoon as well to make it easier. Next in the article says, Dora says, should we put in a layer of cream? And again, layer is something that you put one on top of the other, and it's usually kind of thin and it's spread over an area. We can also think about it like this. When you layer your clothes, it means you're putting a piece of clothing on top of another one. So if you wear a tank top, maybe you could put on a t-shirt. When you put on a long sleeve t-shirt, you put on a jacket. Those are layers. So that means these clothes go one on top of another.
就是洋葱式穿法，一层一层的。
Very hot.
OK，Dora 就说我们应该要放一层奶油，鲜奶油进去嘛？这个layer 就是一层一层，就是刚刚说过的。
Next source says, yes, repeat the layers of cream and cookies. Okay.
所以就说，是哦，重复一层鲜奶油，一层饼干。
And then he says, repeat the layers. Now, repeat is also our power word. It's spelled R-E-P-E-A-T, R-E-P-E-A-T, repeat. It's a verb and it means to do something over and over again. Now, our sample sentence is, Joel called the wrong phone number and then he repeated his mistake. Joel called the wrong phone number and then he repeated his mistake. Ay, so silly of him.
Yeah, he called and it's a mistake and then called again.
Yeah, he did it more than 2 times, 2 or 3 times. Maybe he just didn't know it was the wrong number.
It's silly, yep. Okay, repeat 在这边呢是重复做什么的意思。那例句意思就是说 Joel 拨错电话号码，然后他又拨错了一次，就是有点耍笨。那 repeat 呢也可以当做重复某人的话，就是复诵的意思，像是repeat after me 就是跟着我说。大概就是这样的意思。
And lastly, Dora says, it looks delicious. So that must mean that they're done making their pudding. And it sounds really easy, right? You just put layers of cream, layers of cookie, and then layers of milk. And there you have it, your Portuguese sawdust pudding.
Yeah, it looks delicious. 就是说看起来好好吃哦。I think I'm ready to dig in.
Me too. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go to our magic box, and then we'll go to our review time, and we'll see you guys later.
Magic box 找亮点。
嗨，大家好，我是 Celine。Beat 这个字大家应该都认识吧？我们常常会在比赛的时候用到这个字，例如 John beat me at chess， 就是说 John 下棋赢我。 那基本上呢就是打败的意思啦。那所以 Our school basketball team beat the champions last year. Our school basketball team beat the champions last year. 我们的篮球校队打败了去年的冠军。那 beat 也可以当作打或是揍的意思，像电影里的这个暴力情节啊，很常出现。但乖小孩们请不要学，像是有时候有人会虐狗啊，那就是可以形容那个人打狗，就是 the person beat his dog。拜托不要学，这只是个例句，大家要乖哦。那下面这个可以学一下 ，beat the drum 就是打鼓的意思 ，beat the drum。最后呢，你可能没想到吧 ，beat the eggs， 你觉得是什么意思嘞？会是暴力的把蛋丢在地上吗？嘿，当然不是啊，就叫大家不要暴力了。Beat the eggs 是打蛋的意思。那 beat 在烹饪的情境里的时候呢，就会有搅拌、搅打的意思。那通常 beat 会用来形容快速的搅打，跟 mix 有一点不一样。那像是刚刚的 beat the eggs， 还有打鲜奶油 beat the cream， 我们都可以用 beat 来说把两样东西快速的搅拌在一起。例如Beat the cream and eggs together， 就是说把鲜奶油和蛋搅拌在一起。那至于这样子拌起来会怎么样，我就不知道了，千万不要问不会烹饪的Celine啊。那最后来考考大家啦。Karen beat the butter and sugar together， 这句话翻成中文是什么意思呢？ The answer is Karen 把奶油和糖搅拌在一起。你答对了吗
？Wait for it, it's review time. 复习时间到喽。
Alright, so welcome to our review time. I'm going to give you guys the definition and you can guess the word. And this time you have to spell it because I can't see what you guys are doing. So you have to spell it out for me, okay? Alright, so this word means to do something over and over again.
To do something over and over again.
Yeah, what is it, guys?
Have you figured out the answer? I figured it out.
What is it?
It's repeat.
Good. How do we spell repeat?
It's R-E-P-E-A-T.
Good.
Repeat.
All right, next one. This is a journey to somewhere. You travel to a place. This is a
travel.
Yeah, when
it's
you
a verb. Travel to a place. It's
okay, but this thing is a noun.
It's
a
noun.
Journey. It's
a trip.
Good, and it's spelled.
It's T-R-I-P.
Nice. Okay, this is a tool we use to eat ice cream, to drink soup, to eat this pudding. What tool is this?
It is.
Come on, guys. You know this one. When you drink soup, you use a yeah.
spoon. Yeah.
There we go. And we spell spoon. How do you spell that?
It's C-S-S-P-O-O-N, spoon.
Good. And this last one is it's an amount of something that is separated from something else. Think about that Kit Kat. The Kit Kat. What is it? Break me off of
a piece.
Good. Of that Kit Kat bar. And piece is spelled
P-I-E-C-E.
Nice. All right. So did you guys get everything correct? I hope you did. And maybe you can try making this pudding for your friends and family. But that's all the time that we have for today. So we'll see you guys soon.
Bye.
Sawdust pudding DIY.
Sawyer and Dora are in the kitchen.
How was your trip to Macau?
Great! I ate serradura. It's Portuguese sawdust pudding.
What?
It only looks like sawdust. Let's make some.
What do we do first?
We break cookies into very small pieces with a rolling pin.
I'll do that.
Next, we beat cream in a bowl with a whisk.
Do we put in condensed milk?
Yes, you can put it in. I'll put a layer of cookies in a glass with a spoon.
Should we put in a layer of cream?
Yes, Repeat the layers of cream and cookies.
It looks delicious.
Word power.
Trip, trip. I want to take a trip to Paris to see the Louvre Museum. I want to take a trip to Paris to see the Louvre Museum. Piece, piece. Justin cut a piece of cake for his sister. Justin cut a piece of cake for his sister. Spoon, spoon. Tim used a spoon to put sugar in his coffee. Tim used a spoon to put sugar in his coffee. Repeat, repeat. Joel called the wrong phone number and then he repeated his mistake. Joel called the wrong phone number and then he repeated his mistake.
认识字汇
Layer.